It's time to get those alphabet dies out, and I've got 8 different ways to inspire you. And if you don't have any alphabet dies, don't worry. Many of today's techniques can be changed up using either alphabet stamps or even die cut words. My first idea that I'm going to be sharing with you today, it's pretty obvious. It's to personalize your cards. As a paper crafter, this is one of the most wonderful opportunities that we have to create something that is special for someone in our lives. So to work out which dies or the layout of my design, I'll just grab an A2 panel and then I can set my dies on top of this. Sometimes if you've got a long name, you may need to turn it to landscape. The other thing that you can do is either use a nickname or something more generic. So if you need a shorter word, you could say like happy birthday mum and just do the die cut MOM or MUM, depending on where you live in the world. The next hardest thing for me is to choose what paper I'm going to be using. And at the moment, I've got an affinity for this glitter paper. It is glitter paper without the glitter. Literally, this is design paper that's made to look like glitter. So no environmental hazards here. And I don't like to waste any paper, so I will just cut off the portion that I'm going to be using. And then I can just simply run that through my die cutting machine. So I'm quickly going to assemble a card here. I have added a pattern to a background and some flowers, but I just wanted to share, when you are adding a name to a card, you can actually just add the name or the word that you want to use, but I often like to come in with a sub-sentiment. So with the sub-sentiment, sometimes it might just be happy birthday, have a special day. It could be even you are so special to me, or a thank you verse could go in there as well. The opportunities are endless. You can stamp it directly onto the card base. I actually stamped a separate sub-sentiment for this card. I like to add dimension as well, so I will always die cut a second layer of the word and use some liquid glue to adhere the letters together, and then I can pop it up with some foam tape. I really need some nice thin foam tape here, so one of my best tricks is to add the foam tape to some release paper, and then I can use my non-stick scissors to cut it into the sizes or the portions that I need. This way my scissors don't get sticky and I can have the correct size for whatever I'm adhering onto my project. But this is going to go in the post, so I am being generous with the foam tape. Otherwise, I could always use something like a padded mailer or a rigid mailer to post it. Now, there are a couple of things that you can do to make sure that your sentiment is straight. I have a square, like a T ruler here, and the other thing that I have is a centering ruler. So this is a special ruler that has a 0 in the middle of it, and that way I can make sure that my word begins and ends on the same portion at the other sides of the card. If that makes, on the outer edges of the card, there's going to be the same gap. I always like to start adhering my letters in the center rather than at the edge, because I can always move the letters a little bit further apart at the edges to make it look more even. And the other thing that I can do is actually not push down too hard on the letters until I'm sure I'm happy with the placement. That way I can gently lift them up if I need to and realign them. Using a name on a birthday card is fun, but you can also use a name on a new baby card or even for a wedding design. All right, for my next idea, I'm going to be replacing a letter with an image. And I've chosen this really cool little cat here who is almost shaped like a triangle, which reminded me of the letter A. I thought the word moi, as in MWAH, would be a fun sentiment to have on a card. And just looking at the size of the cat, I just wanted to make sure that the letters that I chose to use were about the same sort of height. I thought that would look better on my overall design. So I ended up going with this fun font and going also with a landscape design orientation because it fitted my sentiment so much better. But obviously that's going to depend on what sentiment you're using and what image you're using, whether it will fit on a portrait or a landscape design. I did some really simple Copic colouring here, and I am working on a piece of 80-pound cardstock. I like to do that when I'm Copic colouring so that the colouring doesn't show through on the inside of the card, but if you prefer, you could also work directly onto the card front. And I thought I'd share with you another way to give dimension to your die cut letters if you didn't want to do the first version that I did. This time I've actually die cut the letters out of some fun foam. This is actually a sticky back fun foam, but it doesn't matter if you do or don't have the sticky back version because you can always use liquid glue. I like to add liquid glue, then stick the die cut letter on top, leave it in place for a little while to dry, and then remove it from the original fun foam. I find by leaving the letters with the fun foam in place, I don't end up with the fun foam sort of squished out the side. I had problems with that beforehand, and that was my work through. And I use a manual die cutting machine to cut the fun foam. I find that it doesn't squish it as hard as an electric die cutting machine does. Other letters that you could replace images for, in particular, obviously the A is a great one for Christmas cards. If you like to make holiday cards, then you could replace an A with a Christmas tree or a triangle to make it into a Christmas tree. Round shapes or round images such as balloons or baubles look great as the letter O on Christmas cards. So say you're doing the word joy, so you could do the J, a bauble, and then a Y. So many options. And now we're on to our next idea, which is to use a monogram. Now, monograms, I have these huge letters. They're mega letters, and you don't have to use a huge letter to create a monogram. You can actually use any die cut letter that you have. This time I'm going to add dimension by adding layers of die cut letters. So this M here is actually going to be adhered directly to the front of the card, but it's still got dimension because there's about 4 layers of cardstock beneath that. I've added a sub-sentiment here, but then decided to add some details as well. Rather than just have a monogram, I'm going to amp it up a little bit, and this time we're going to be adding some details, and I'm using some small filler flowers. I've done a lot of die cutting here, got them ready to go, and I'm going to decorate my monogram. So you could do this as well. It's a great way to take it to the next level. If you don't have die cut flowers, you can stamp and die cut flowers, or you can stamp directly onto a piece of cardstock and then cut your monogram out of that, or die cut some design paper. There's so many options. For a monogram design, you can either use the initial of a first name or a surname. You can even create your own stationery set with a monogram on it. It makes a great gift idea if you make sort of half a dozen cards and then you put the monogram of their first name, initial of their first name as a monogram. Then that's a lovely gift to receive and something that they can post out with personal notes to someone else. And my next idea, it's one of my favorites. It's the ability to use these dies to create your own sentiment, something that speaks to you and to the person that you want to give the card to. You can write whatever you like on a card design. And it's a really great way to get that play on words if you like a pun or a smile. So I'm going to adhere these letters a little differently this time. I've got some double-sided adhesive sheet. It's an A4 sheet. I've just cut some down and attached it to some black cardstock. When I cut out my letters, I make sure to use lots of low-tack tape. I do not want these to shift when I'm running them through my die cutting machine. I do like to check that the die cuts have gone all the way through before I commit to pulling them out, because I can always run it through the die cutting machine a second time if I need to. And you can tell that by having a bit of a quick look at the back of where the adhesive sheet is. You can see that it doesn't need to go right through that, it just needs to make sure that it's gone through the cardstock. And what that does is it actually makes these letters stickers. So I will lay them where I want on the card front, but I have the ability to move them around if I do need to. Once I have them set how I want on the card, I can just come in and add a little bit of pressure to make sure they don't shift. And don't forget that you really don't need to have the whole sentiment with your die cuts, because they're not always going to all fit on the card front. So you can actually stamp a sub-sentiment like I've done here to create your full sentiment. That just gives you a little bit of leeway, because your fonts that you have, the size of the letters that you have, are going to limit sometimes what you can do. And I decided to add a mini wobbler to this card, which is perfect for this sentiment, and this quokka. My next idea is to use negative space. I do love using negative space in a card. It's just something that you can't get typically on a store-bought card. So it's something that we can do that not really anyone else does. So you might as well make the most of it. I initially wanted to go for a bigger sentiment. It wasn't working, so then I chose a smaller version of font. I'm actually doing 3 layers of words. This time I haven't got enough letters to do the whole thing at once. So what I do here is do as many letters as I can, but I left that whole 3rd line until last, and I kept the dies in place. That way I can have a look at where the dies are sitting and make sure that the second run through the die cutting machine, they're going to be even and sitting in the right position. I could kind of tell how far apart they were. I did eyeball it, I have to say. And then I used a rectangle die to cut out a panel size that I want. And of course, this gives me the opportunity to share another technique with you, and that is to make that negative space into a shaker card. Why not? I haven't made a shaker for a while. Everyone loves an interactive card. It just adds that fun element to your design. I created a well behind where the letters are, and I could add my sequins in there. And rather than try and place that on the front of my card perfectly, what I like to do is remove the adhesive and actually close off the well with a piece of cardstock, and that's going to keep all the sequins and everything in place before I attach this to the front of my card. And a great tip to add the counter back into the center of the letter is to put the initial letter back in place within the negative space, add the liquid glue, and then add the counter or the center of the letter back in. And then I can attach the whole panel to the front of my card. You can go anywhere with these designs. You can use any words that you would like and have a lot of fun creating a negative space sentiment, saying whatever you'd like to on the front of a card with the added benefit of a shaker. So that's 2 interactive cards so far today. And you could even do this with someone's name. And my final idea to share with you today is partial die cutting. Yes, we're going off the edge, and I'm going to be die cutting the word smile. And you can do this with so many different ideas. It doesn't even have to be letters. You can actually do this with images as well. I've chosen, it's a lowercase font, but none of these letters have descenders. So none of them have like a Y, a G, a J, a P, a Q. So nothing that's going to hang lower. So if you have capital letters, typically that's not going to be a problem. But lowercase letters, that's something to be aware of. Now I've stuck them onto the cardstock, and I'm making a tick mark on the back of my card, and that's just telling me where I need to die cut to. I'm making sure that my cardstock is straight in my die cutting machine, and so is my plate. And that plate is sitting so that it's going to cut to that line or that tick mark that I made on the back of the cardstock. And I actually did, because I die cut upside down, but if you die cut flat, it's actually easier. You can see exactly where it's going. That's why I had to put the mark on the back. Then I'm just using my guide wire on my trimmer and also a metal ruler and a craft blade to cut away the pieces from around the letters. So what I'm doing here is I'm removing all the excess cardstock from that top portion of the card, and it's just giving me a sentiment that sits off the edge of the card. Now you can actually buy sentiments that are created like to do this. Companies do release sentiments that do this, but they are a little bit restrictive. You can only use that one font, you can only use that one sentiment. This just stretches the alphabet dies that you have, and you can do your own sentiment with it. This cardstock isn't as thick as like a regular heavyweight cardstock. So because, of course, I'm going to pop it up again, I do like to add a second layer of the die cut letters behind, but this is purely optional. And also I add an extra piece of cardstock behind the panel that I want to pop up on the front of the card as well. And I'm just using scrap pieces of cardstock for this, bits that are going to get thrown away anyway. But this card would look great if you want to keep postage down and you don't like the dimension or the bulk, then you could also adhere this panel directly to the front of the card. It would work just as well. And you can decorate it however you please, depending on what sentiment you use. Now, some of these products that I've used today are quite old. I will link the ones that I can find, but just take a look at what you have in your stash. You'll be able to find something and create something with what you have, I'm sure. How cute are these clockers? And I like how that warp speed looks in the background too. It's perfect for the Polaroid. They make my heart happy. And all together now we've got the personalized card where we've die cut the letters to a name, but you could use something more generic like the word mum or dad or bro. Our second idea was to replace a letter or substitute a letter with an image, and this little cat became an A in the word moi. And next we added a monogram, and it doesn't need to be as big as this, but I did add the floral elements here just to take that design to the next level. And then it was time to shake it up with an action wobble and creating your own sentiment for a card front. And of course, I had to do some negative space, and that one became a shaker as well because everyone loves an interactive card. And the final idea today was to do some partial die cutting, and we took this smile right off the edge. So let me know in the comments below if you have a favorite or if you're going to try any of these techniques. I'd love to know. I've got 2 more videos here sharing some fun die cutting techniques. I look forward to seeing you there. If you like today's video, please click on the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? It's totally free. I look forward to seeing you here again real soon. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.